Jacob Wimpleberg.
Yes.
It's one of the most extraordinary stories in Evansville's history, at least modern history. And we have
it went national.
I know. That's what I'm saying. In a different way, though, because we have some terrible stories.
Yeah,
we have like a plane crash.
Yeah.
And then another plane crash.
Whole basketball team pretty much died on a crash.
I mean, there's terrible stories around here. I mean, Santa Claus, we were talking before you got here, Santa Claus died at some point in town. But I want to talk about the greatest story recently being, and I only say this one time, and kids could be watching. I'll say Poon Saloon. It's not the name that draws me in. It's just the spectacle that it became. And then it got forced on people. So we'll get into that. But it also has to do with you wouldn't have been privy to this unless you lived a certain place, and you live down by the river. So
down by the river.
I mean, literally down by the river. And you're not. You got a good job. You're gainfully employed. Not little overnight shift. You're making some money. But this is by choice. You live on a boat. Is that correct?
Yes,
what is that life like,
dude? I love it. I love it. It's amazing. It's quiet.
But, I mean, do you have internet?
Yep.
Do you have power?
5G.
Do you have? What about running water?
I've got running water.
But is it on a boat?
Yeah.
In the water.
In the water.
Okay, it's not up in a tree.
Nope.
It's not okay. So maybe you could show me a picture in a little while.
Oh yeah, I'll show you a picture.
Okay, and what is this vessel? Is this like a decommissioned ship? Is it?
No, it's a 50-foot 1966 houseboat.
Okay.
It's about as big as I'd say not luxurious 2-bedroom apartment, but it's the size of a 2-bedroom apartment.
But we just had flooding. What happens then?
It went up with the water. It floats.
So you have access to transportation through that. I mean, you can navigate.
Well, that part there was kind of iffy. I have a jet ski, so it was like 4:00 in the morning going to work. I'm jumping on a jet ski to go to the top of the levee to get to the car. But yeah.
So you live on. We all live on this side of the levee.
Yeah, I live on the other side of the levee.
But see, I've heard about you people.
You people, huh?
But definitely people that in Vincennes, for instance, they used to send the police recruits. They were in the same building as us, and they would send those students out on ride-alongs with the Vincennes Police Department, and those guys would tell them, "Don't go past. You don't want to go over the levee because sometimes there's unsolved murders that they don't even want to cooperate." So after hearing that, and then you move down to this community, you're like, "Oh, they got levees too."
Well,
you don't want to go on the other side of it.
We just had a guy die down there.
I'll tell you what happened in Owensboro. A friend of mine, the great Steve Baker, told one of the news reporters over in Owensboro, "Hey, don't go down to the levee, young man." And this 20-something went down to the levee, and he got his shoe stolen from him. And it was hilarious to hear about it, but it could have been worse. But he was down there doing a story, getting curious, and he had some nice shoes, and they took them.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's what I hear when I hear the levee. So,
I was in a motorcycle club after I got back out of the military, and there's
so many layers.
I know. There's a prosthetic leg in the clubhouse that came from down by the river.
Did that just float up?
No. We'll just say there's a one-legged man walking around there now.
Motorcycle, not like the Grim Reaper.
No.
Just a club of people.
Yeah,
that are enthusiasts.
law-abiding motorcycle club. Nothing.
How long ago was that?
15 years now, probably.
And what happens to make you stop attending that club?
Well, I started working a lot and just didn't have the time that I wanted to put into the club. The club needed more time than what I had to offer.
Is it because they were selling drugs and
guns
and stuff? No. We didn't want that to be the truth.
Oh, no.
I think that's what was going on.
I'm a good West Side boy. I don't know what you're talking about there.
Yeah, West Side is great. My wife, of course, you know her.
Oh, yeah. Went to school with her.
That made it easier to get you in here. And, of course, seeing you at the hockey game. Do you go to basketball, too? You ever go to Aces games?
I want to.
Okay. You're just trying to hit me up for tickets right now?
Yeah, that's pretty much it. Okay. Yeah.
But no, I would think that you just seem like you're infectious about sports here. I mean, you're a West Sider.
I'm a West Sider. I love Evansville. It's anything about Evansville small business. I'm always there to promote and help out.
I mean, we have those fans there. There's not as many at the hockey games as there used to be maybe 10 years ago.
Maybe this upcoming year we'll have a couple more, I hope.
Absolutely. And we have Jordan here.
Yeah, Jordan.
Of course, Jordan. If anybody goes to the Ford Center, they've been on camera.
My Vanna White.
Yeah, exactly. Those young ladies they do a good job. Of course, entertaining the crowd there. It doesn't just hinge on the people upstairs, though. Derek does an awesome job.
Oh yes, he does.
So we do have a lot of common denominators when it comes to people, and that's why I knew I was comfortable having you in here and making sure that. And you're the very first person that's been in here. Oh. This could be a terrible failure, and that kind of hinges on you.
Oh goodness.
Well, I will actually air this second, so it'll be flipped, and then we'll. This is you're the first person here though, so when you leave,
it's a nice place. I like it.
It's hot.
It's hot, but I like it.
We picked one of the worst days to do this, and it's like I think 95 out.
I think it was about 95 on the way over.
Yeah, so in the pole barn, we don't have any accommodations when it comes to air. It's not hooked to the house in any way.
It's not. It doesn't feel bad at all right now.
Right now, yeah, it's cooling off a bit. It was terrible today. I was setting this up, and again, we got to mention Phil Seitz because he was the one that came over and saved us at the last minute and was able to give me. I don't know. There was a couple things that needed to be fixed, and Phil Seitz was there quick. So thanks to him, and I'm sure you'll hear more about Phil in the future. But I think a lot of people know Phil, so it's always nice to name drop a guy like him. He moves mountains. But all right, we'll get back to it. But you Wrights High School graduates. I know you're West Side.
Class 99.
So you work an overnight shift. You have this houseboat. Walk us into it. Like, what's your routine like? Because you're up overnight, and then you're startled by something.
Well, it was during the weekend, and the boat's big enough to where it doesn't move. So I don't know. Inland marine is exactly what it sounds like. It's a marine that's inland.
Yeah.
So there's no current through there. So the boats normally stay still. And I'm just chilling out on my bed, watching TV, getting ready to pass out. All of a sudden, my boat starts rocking. I mean, it's going side to side. I thought somebody was like walking down the side.
You have to be aware of the weather when you live there.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So I thought somebody was literally walking down the side of my boat. So I get up, go out the front door, and I look down the left side, and I look down the right side, and nobody's on my boat. So I was like, well, maybe they walk down, and because you can walk down the side of the boat and get to the back, what I call the back porch, and that's where I hang out at and smoke cigars on the back. So I walked down the side of the boat, and when I got to the back porch area, that's when I saw it, the releasing of the Poon Saloon.
Yeah, so is this just one guy doing this?
No, well,
do you know that part of it?
Well, yeah, from what I saw, I'd say it was probably 5 to 6 fairly tall gentlemen, all dressed in black, had the face masks on and everything, and little red lights on top of their heads. It looked like a bunch of redneck West Side ninjas out there just doing the deed. And this boat and the
And how far away are they?
They're probably, I'd say, probably about 100 foot away from my boat.
Okay.
And
are there other people out there too? Like other boats that people are living on?
There's 2 other people down there that live on boats.
Okay. So they can tell this story almost. Too.
Oh yeah. But they were having trouble getting it on the dock, or not on the dock, but on the floating barge that they took it out to the sand dock with. And all of a sudden, the magical redneck surgical device that everyone knows as a sawzall comes out. And they chop off the rear bumper, and then all of a sudden, it's able to be pushed out onto the floating barge. And then they just hooked a boat up to it and just took it on out.
Did you talk to them at all?
No.
Okay.
No, they didn't know that I was even watching.
Okay.
And
now, to explain this, though, I guess the Army Corps of Engineers, they come by every year.
Yep.
And even the radio station GBF in town, they've taken advantage of that over the last 20 years. And they had
ski day.
A ski day thing. And I think that existed before I got here. I didn't get
it.
I think I got here in 2001.
It was huge back in the 80s.
And you've seen it from the aerials, and there's a lot of boats out there. I'm just not a boater, so I've never been out. I don't think I've been in the middle of the Ohio other than on a boat, but not on that sandbar. And so they do that every year, and that's a spectacle.
So what they do is, because of the current of the Ohio, the bottom of the river is like a sand kind of material.
Yeah.
And the current pushes that sand down into the corner of the Ohio, right down there on the riverfront.
Yeah.
And it just drops all that sand in the shipping lane out there. So they have to come through there every year, no matter if they say, well, if you guys do this again, we're never
and that's
gonna.
what they said after this little episode.
Yeah, they're like, if this happens again, we won't. They have to do it.
Yeah.
They have to.
Now, they don't have to leave an island.
They don't have to leave an island,
yeah.
Right. But they have to be out there dredging it, because sand will build up, and then the shipping lanes will shut down, and they're not going to allow that to happen.
I mean, I'm going to tell you right now, if I saw within 100 yards of my house 6 guys with all black on and some red light, I'm not just going to stand there. I mean, did you think about calling the police? Did you think something more nefarious was happening? Did you instantly know what was going on?
Well,
I mean,
considering that the year before, I think there was
a truck. Okay,
the whole truck.
Yeah, there was like a Ford Ranger or something like that.
Yeah, I don't know what kind of truck it was, but I'm pretty sure that was the same way that it got out there too.
Do you think the same people did it?
Probably, yeah.
Okay, so they go out there and they take this
85, 90.
It didn't need to be nice to make a statement.
No.
So they get it out there.
I think the age of it actually made it better.
Sure, it gave it. Yeah, it was dingy. And so they take this out there. Plus, the name fit it more than it did if it was a newer model. But yeah, so they take this out there, and then I guess the next day may have been a Saturday or a Sunday morning. The city of Evansville wakes up to that, and it got so bad. Even at our TV station, we have Metro cameras downtown, or the little building cameras, and we can swivel that around. And I remember in the first week of that, we would take live shots when the sun came up of, is it still there? At that point, it was at the time where it may not be there the next day, and then the next day, and then it eventually
ended up being there all the way until it floated away.
Yeah, and then people were there for that. That made a scene too. So, all right, these guys, they take this thing out there. Is that the last time you see them?
Yeah.
Now, how come you became kind of a spokesperson? Like, that's how I was introduced to this story a little bit more. I thought, well, wait a minute. I know a guy that knows more about this.
So,
I mean, how do you tie into this in the sense that it almost seemed like you were speaking on behalf of somebody? See, I thought it was one guy that was in trouble, and by having to go between,
No, I had nothing to do with it.
Okay.
At all.
All right. But why did you become a person that had to speak on behalf of this thing?
Because I have a friend of mine from high school that lives on the riverfront out in Newburgh. And he called me up and he goes, hey, you know anything about that? And I was like, I saw something the other night. Nothing, I was like, nothing much to, I didn't see enough to get anybody in trouble or anything like that. I thought it was just kids being kids, because I remember when I was younger, I did some.
But you had enough money to have black outfits with red lights on your forehead.
Yeah.
That's not kids at that point.
Yeah, well, I mean, you never know.
Nowadays, yeah, maybe.
But he had a friend on Channel 14, I think it was. They did an interview with me up at.
So that's when it really lit the wick.
Yeah, whenever the news.
Yeah, your face. You kind of became that guy at that point. You were attached to that.
Oh yeah. I got phone calls from the police, from
and then that happened.
Yeah.
And what did they want to know about it?
They were like, well, who do you know? I was like, I don't know anybody down there.
And you told them about the black men?
Oh, yeah. I was like, they just.
What did they say?
They were go, is there any cameras down there? I was like, no, not that I know of.
And that's EPD, not the county?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, EPD. And I was just like, it just looked like 6 guys dressed in black with red lights, and they just cut a bumper off a trailer, and the next morning that trailer was
out. Were they in any type of trouble because of this? Or is it just one of those things where this is someone's responsibility, you got to move it, or it's kind of like an environmental hazard or something?
From what I know, no one's ever figured out who it was.
Well, I'm sure there's some people chuckling.
I'm sure there I'm sure there is.
At this point, come clean. Tell us more about it. But
yeah,
we
want the story.
Well, you may be the closest we ever hear, and I don't even know. Did you report that to people? Because I never heard that aspect of the 6 guys dressed in black.
As soon as it happened, it was out in the middle of the river, and I was like, well, I figure it's going to get brought up anyway, and I was just trying to. I actually didn't want anything to do with it.
Did you go out there?
Nah,
you never went out there.
I went out there when the truck was out there with my brother. We were we went out there whenever they were going to drive it back over to the land. They said, and I was like. Obviously, people don't know how to do mathematics and buoyancies. And
I just felt like there was a time where it seemed like you were just a spokesperson between these people, because when people were asking when this thing was going to be moved, you were answering for that.
Yeah, well,
but you didn't know.
Well, no, I had no idea.
I don't know. It just seemed like you were being coy at the time, and it lent me to believe that, hey, maybe he's doing a good deed for somebody else. There's a go-between. No. But if you saw it firsthand in the launch of this thing. Now, we all saw the end of it.
Yeah, the end of it.
But it lasted. I mean, how many days did that thing sit out there?
Till the sand went away. The river rose up. It was out there for,
because that
I'd
period
say
of
good,
time on that
good
sandbar,
2.5 weeks probably.
but that sandbar doesn't last long.
No. It starts after the boats start hitting it, pulling up, and people walking around the edges of it. The sides of it start breaking down.
No kidding.
And it just starts getting smaller and smaller, and
So it's just an active attrition out there. You're like,
Yeah.
the more people out there, the longer the quicker that thing's going to go
oh
away.
yeah, I'd say so.
That's even more extraordinary.
Well, I
But
mean,
yeah,
you
that's-
got people out there playing cornhole, volleyball, camping.
But where else could you play something so odd with so many eyeballs on it? Just sitting out there in the middle. I mean,
Middle of the night, middle of the night, and the crazy part about it is I think, if I remember right, they put it out there when the Army Corps was out there dredging. You had people out there doing their own videos inside of it, doing pictures with it, tagging themselves out there with it.
yeah.
I mean, as soon as that got put on Facebook, it started just blowing up and going viral.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I mean, everybody was involved, but the name. And you had nothing to do with that either.
No.
It wasn't like you went out there and spray painted that on the marquee.
Yeah, no.
It was a dingy name. I thought it was funny. We weren't allowed to say it. I mean,
Right.
yeah, I mean, it's crude. I'm sure we could on broadcast television, but you're going to get a lot of people angry about that. But okay, we're not saying that on the news. I know the other stations danced around it. I think they even tried to be funny, but if you don't drop that name, then you're just missing the point.
Right.
It kind of goes along with it. So the news stations really, I don't think they could do anything with it. Like, it was a human interest story somewhat, but they couldn't spend too much time on it.
No.
And they certainly didn't have enough
That-
pixels to cover it every time.
Yeah, it definitely wasn't a leading story.
The Parlor isn't just your run-of-the-mill barber shop. It is so much more. Offering the latest in cuts, shaves, and other services for the man who wants to look his best. Ladies, we have you covered too. Styles, color, and highlights that will make eyes turn. Don't forget the kids. Looking for products to keep your new cut looking its best? We have the full line of Suavecito and Grade Before Shave products ready to take home with you. Look your best today by booking an appointment at the Parlor, 2106 West Franklin Street.
We just ran a commercial for a hair salon on the west side of Evansville. They could do beard trims, though.
If
Stylish beard trims.
if I go to anyone else than my barber, she will kill me.
Oh, you have a girl barber.
Yeah, oh, Paige. She is my barber.
I have a male barber now. I'm proud of that now. I didn't have that for the longest. I used to go like the Supercuts or places like that, but I wasn't in TV. And then someone told me, you have to comb your hair, man. And in the radio, you don't have to do that much. We were talking about your Blantons here.
Yeah.
I also want to talk about celebratory things. Like, hey, so we have the Iceman here. This is the Jacksonville Iceman. This is not their puck. That's the Evansville Iceman. But then we have the Thunderbolts. They are champions of the SPHL. And, maybe folks aren't hockey people. This is the time of year that they're watching the NHL. But not everybody's a hockey fan, Jacob. I wasn't a hockey fan. There's a lot of people that aren't hockey fans in this community still. They're still hanging on to hope the Purple Aces are going to make that NCAA tournament.
I know. 7 years ago, I wasn't even a Hockey's fan.
You were not a hockey fan even 7 years. So when the Icemen were here, you weren't a fan.
I went to a couple games,
Okay.
but that was about it.
Okay.
Not like season tickets and getting involved with the booster club and all that stuff.
And why do you do that?
Well,
I mean, it brings you closer to the players.
it brings me close to the players, and it's kind of that side of it's, I'd say it's kind of selfish, but because I do get more access than just a normal Joe Blow or Susie on the street gets with the players. But for me, the reason why I do it is because, like we were talking before the show started, I was in the military, and I had a couple deployments, a year at a time here, year at a time there, not knowing if you're going to come home, stuff like that. And I had the time away from my family, missed my family. And these guys here, they come down here and play hockey in a town that I would have never thought hockey was what hockey was in Evansville. And these guys come from Canada, they come from Russia, they come from Sweden, from around the world, they come here to play hockey, and they're away from their families. So the reason why I do it is give them a little like family here, and then also get in touch with their families and keep them in touch with their families, because I know, like, whenever I was deployed, crazy story, I hardly ever called home because you really weren't able to.
Yeah.
Call home, ride home. And it got to the point where my mom started freaking out. And all of a sudden I got a Red Cross message from my company commander. And he called me out in front of the whole battalion and told me to call my mom.
And that's how they get a hold of you?
Oh, yeah. If you don't.
Where were you at?
That I was over in Korea. So if your parents freak out about you, they can call the Red Cross, and the Red Cross can get a hold of your company and give them a message, be like, hey, so-and-so hasn't heard from so-and-so in 5 months. They're really worried. They'd like to have a phone call with
But wouldn't they hear from the military?
Do what?
But wouldn't the military call if somebody had something happen to them?
Well, yeah. You'd get called and let know what's going on.
Sure.
But
in a timely manner. It wouldn't be 5 months.
No, it'd mostly be two guys showing up your door and
Absolutely.
being like, hey, this happened last week. Sorry.
Yeah.
Here's your, flag and all that.
So they get a hold of the Red Cross.
So my mom got a hold of the Red Cross. They did an emergency phone call to get a hold of my company commander. He pulls me in front of probably 400 or 500 people. And I had to have a phone call with my mom in front of 400 or 500 people because I didn't call home and talk to my mom. So
he just trolled you in front of like.
Oh yeah,
100
I got in
people.
some serious trouble over that. So after that, every week I had to go to the company commander's office and have a phone call with my mom to let my mom know that everything was okay and so and so.
And that's why you do that for these players.
And that's why I do it for the players.
And there's a lot of you that do that.
Oh,
There's,
yeah.
how many Booster Club members are there?
I think we've got like 68.
There's that many
70
people?
of them people now. Yeah.
Wow.
Oh yeah.
I thought there was like 12.
No, we'll do like potluck dinners for the team.
Sure.
We'll do stuff like that. We make welcome to Evansville baskets. We help get the apartments together for the team.
Because when they jumped off the ice or onto the ice after they won in front of our home crowd, which is kind of neat. We'd have to wait for them to do it in Knoxville or something. I'd never seen that before. I've seen basketball teams celebrate and jump on a guy when they hit a basket at the Ford Center, and go to the NCAA tournament like for the Ohio Valley Conference. It's pretty neat. It's great. Jordan's seen it. She saw fights there too, though. That like the biggest punch probably ever in that building was done at a basketball game of all places, not a hockey game. But when they jumped off, I mean, I got a little teary-eyed. I've never seen them react like that. They're on skates jumping on the railing, and then to see Coach Best come out, I'm like, I mean, that guy, he got loose then.
Oh, dude,
He's not loose up until that moment. But I'd never seen that. But what happened in the week after is these guys are running around town with this cup.
Oh, yeah.
And the people in Evansville don't know what a cup is necessarily. They have no history with this cup.
Yeah, no.
And they get to see players act as if they're on Shoresy. They really do that. This is the only sport where, I mean, the Aces won the Missouri Valley Conference tournament. They get to cut the nets down. But you're not going to see them running around town drinking and, taking photos with the net all week.
Right.
But these guys do that with the cup. And it really made me think, wow. And then I told Coach, I thought, I wonder how much liquor they got this week. Like, and then he goes, well, you know how much they spent. And I said, they probably got $3,000 worth of beer for free. And he goes, well, they probably spent $3,000 too. You don't know that part. But yeah, and whatever despicable things they may have done with the cup itself. But,
you know how many beers it takes to fill that cup?
and they have people drinking shots out of it.
Yep.
But imagine you're just a casual patron at a bar here in town, and you're from Evansville, and you hear about, I guess we won a championship. They don't know what significance it is.
Right.
But then 7 guys walk in with a cup, and they're not assholes.
No.
These guys are nice guys.
Oh, awesome.
But to see them walk around in a classy manner, but to celebrate with this thing and be happy to get photos taken with fans and whoever, and folks buying them dinner.
Which I'd
or
still
drinks.
like to say, I have yet to see the cup.
You've not seen it in person.
I've seen it at the night we won, but due to my work schedule, I wasn't able to go out to any of the bars or actually to go to the fan meeting where they got to see the cup and all that.
You see this cup running around town, and that to me I thought, okay, we've changed now.
Yeah.
Like when people see that now, when another championship comes around, the potential they could go down there and root for this team. It's not like they're dangling a carrot in front of them like the Icemen were.
Right.
That went away so quickly. We never had the chance to get traction. And I'd been there for 12 years, and I'm seeing losing teams every year, mediocre teams, and even with the Icemen, very mediocre.
Yeah.
But then when the Thunderbolts came, we played at a lower level, And it seemed like we had an infrastructure and a stadium that they wanted to play in. So those players come here, they appreciate playing in the Ford Center.
Oh, Ford Center is actually one of the nicest buildings in the SPHL league right now.
I think there's like 3 that are really nice, and we're one of them.
We're from what I've heard, we're the top.
But we can't fill it.
Yeah, I know. It's the fans.
And there were nights where we would go to, and Phil knows this, Jordan was probably in junior high, but so we would go to the games and you would see people in the top.
Yeah.
And I would step out on the ice. I used to do the games on the ice. That was kind of a neat vantage point, but you can't learn anything from that vantage point, really. But being down there, I step out during a timeout and just kind of look up. I'm like, wow, there's people up there. Like there's an atmosphere. I can see like a haze between me and those people. There's people right up there. But then after that year of uncertainty, it just went away. And I'm glad you missed that because we've had fans like yourself. We've had a Brad Perkins. We've had fans that were infectious about the sport and hit the ground running. Like when it comes to being a fan, they hit the ground running. Like they came in full force, and it taught people how to cheer and what cadences were happening, what was happening on the ice, when to taunt.
That's one of the fun things about hockey over in my section, which I sit in 106, is right behind the home bench. Is I'll have people come to me and they're like, "So what's going on? What's this? What's that?" And describe to them what icing is or offsides is and stuff like that. And then I've got parents that come to me because they're like, "Will you take a picture with my son or my daughter?"
Are a character. You are absolutely a character now,
dude. If it's not my boxing gloves or my horns or something I'm doing, kids are coming up to me asking for autographs and stuff like that. And I never would have thought that. Like I had a girl come and ask me to sign her hockey jersey, and I'm like, "Why? I'm not a player." And her parents.
I will say this though: you have a stake in it.
Yeah.
And Phil will back me up. So will Jordan, and so will the opposing radio broadcasters. There's a horn that's used in the Raptors. It's not too far from me. I've never
my
seen
goal horn.
And I thought, okay, look, the Ford Center, it's venue works. I mean, Derek's a professional. Yeah. This is his realm. Phil's a professional. These guys aren't, they're not carnival workers. They are in this field for a reason.
Oh yeah.
But then, a guy like you comes along from a blue collar world and says, "Hey, I got this thing.
I want to donate this."
Yeah, I want to donate this. They're not used to taking in that type of equipment. There's mandates, there's rules, there's to take something off the street, an incendiary object like that, and to put it up in there, a compressed item.
Right.
I mean, it takes a lot of trust to have that happen, and they have to know that okay, you did have a good bitch. I mean, there was a pretty pathetic way of presenting goals in there, and Derek had nothing to do with that, and the Ford Center doesn't really have anything to do with that. But until someone introduced us to an air horn, I don't think folks knew a goal got scored in that building.
It definitely rocks the building.
It did. And Derek's a little bit overzealous with it sometimes at the fans. And I'm sorry the fans don't know more about him.
He gets into it.
But he doesn't get enough attention for that, by the way. The timing he has is impeccable. But there's just a simple switch you can get down at Rule King is what he's got hooked up on it. And
little light switch.
I mean, we can be in mid-conversation. Jordan's been on the headset. She knows. We could be talking about something just innocuous. Nothing to do with the hockey game at all. And all of a sudden, a goal gets scored, and he is on that thing.
Yeah.
And it's amazing how quick. But that thing is startling.
Yeah, it came off of from what I believe, almost 1,000-foot ship down in, I guess.
So a horn like that's used to save lives.
No, pretty much, yeah. It can be, once it's powered up, as loud as it can go, because we actually have it turned down inside the building. It can be heard 7 miles.
Well, I know the radio people hate it.
Oh,
I don't know if Tommy hates it.
Tommy loves it.
Because especially if there's a neighbor to him.
And Tommy loves it.
I do have problems with Peoria. So when that guy's irritated by it, Derek does. I mean,
the people that I heard that don't like it too much are the ones on Flow TV.
Absolutely,
because it's like right there by the camera and the audio equipment.
Isn't that his feed though?
Yeah, that's his.
Tommy or the opposing team's feed is coming through for them.
Yeah,
and then they're taking the Ford Center's video.
Yeah,
so we can't show booger eaters up on the screen too long. We have to get back to action.
Right,
we can't. Yeah, the guy's proposing to his wife and she hasn't said yet. We got to get back to action because I always hear that complaint too. when it comes to Geary, though, had he not shown that he wanted to move to Owensboro or had intentions of leaving, the city of Evansville was very smart to get a head start on that. I don't know who it was. May have been the mayor. I don't know. But somebody got a head start on that.
Somebody did.
And already had something ready to go when that got pulled out from under him. And it may be the fact that timing right there, just within a couple of weeks, made that possible. You know, they've never played a game in the state of Indiana since they left.
Really?
And they're in the ACHL with 2 other teams.
Right.
So unless they play the Comets or the Fuel,
For the Fuel, yeah,
they'll never be in the state of Indiana. But they don't schedule them because of the distance, I think. So they're not. It's not like they're bed buddies with Peoria.
With us, I know we only go down to Pensacola once or twice a year.
Yeah.
So
maybe a suntan trip, and then they have to come up here one time.
Yeah.
I think it's Fayetteville.
That's one I still need to get to.
Is that Fayetteville, North Carolina, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that's a haul. That's probably worse than Pensacola.
10, 11 hours.
Okay. They don't get here very often either.
No.
Do you remember a guy named Brad Drobot?
Sounds familiar.
Okay. He was bigger than you. Like, he was a very large man, like just a lumberjack sized player. And they didn't come here very often, but Coach Bess coached the Fayetteville team. I don't even think they were whatever they are now. The name wasn't the same.
Right.
But he had told me, he goes, I guess he didn't like me when he got to town. And Joe Downs told me the story, and I thought, well, that's what would I do? He goes, well, you were taunting his goalie one night. He said he was trying to win games, and I said, well, we are too. And what happened was, he recalled a couple of months ago where I was down there talking to him at the Ford Center after the championship. He's in a good mood then.
Oh, yeah, I bet.
He said, do you remember when he tried to reach through that hole and get you? I'm like, no. And I had no idea that this guy had attempted to reach to that. That hole's not big enough for a hockey puck.
About big enough to get your hand through.
Yeah. It's obviously not big enough for a hockey puck to go through, but he tried to get his arm through there, and I didn't see that. But he did do the throat cut to me after a game. What happened was they had given up 3 goals like in 9 minutes to us.
Ouch.
And so I read the last goal and just started choking on the mic, just coughing. Thought, oh, I'm just going to stick it to him. And it was terrible. Well, he's the coach, and that's what made him mad. And I think that he was the coach at that time. Well, this Brad Drobot guy, they ended up beating us in overtime. So, yeah, go figure. That didn't work out well. But this Drobot guy comes by and does one of these to me when I looked up at him. And I'm just reading the post-game read, hey, come back, this next night for another disappointing evening of hockey. And sure enough, this guy had made threats to me and the scoreboard operator who was in my wedding. He's a nice guy. But, he goes, oh, you didn't see what he did to me. And, he had made some, manly comments about what he wanted him to do to him. So, it was inappropriate. I didn't see that part. But, I didn't know this was coming. And it's like pro wrestling down there.
Oh, yeah. I've done some crazy stuff to the opposing team, too.
You're right by him.
Yeah, I'm right by him. And then I think I'm one of the only people that can safely say I buy the seats between the benches a lot. But like whenever we'll get, like, say a fight goes on the ice and they come off the ice and they're all mad, I'll walk over there with like a baby.
So you'll go down to their side.
I'll go to their side with like a baby bottle and a pacifier.
These are things I miss. I can't see you. And I have the jump, so I'm on the 5th floor, and I got the jumbotron in front. So I've tried to see you.
Oh yeah,
it was Jacob over there. My wife sits down here by not by the bar for any other reason than it's convenient for me to get to her. But she's over here on the left. But I can't see you. So if your antics don't show up in my,
I'll walk over and I like start banging on the glass, and I have like a baby's bottle and a pacifier in my hand, and it gets them fired up. There was one time the team was, I think I even made Evansville watch that night.
They use the Thunderbolts on Fight in Progress. I think that's great. What a great cross. I don't know if they get a dime for that.
That's advertiser right there.
They update the photo. It's usually a couple guys on the roster. So I like that. But Fight in Progress.
It was like, I think it said crazed fan on the EPD on the lookout for a crazed fan at the Ford Center.
Who took the photo?
I don't know.
They have administrators running around here. We don't know.
Oh yeah. They got deep.
I know one of them. I do know one person.
They've got deep secret operatives out there.
I like that. There's integrity.
Yeah.
Like, you can't contact us.
No.
You can't ask to be, like, they can't contact Jordan. about this, and I'm not
Right.
going to allow people to ask me to be. No.
Yeah.
No, we don't need that. We don't even need comments at the bottom of these.
But
these
yeah, no, I
videos,
just thought it was funny because I showed up at work the other night and they're all like, "Was this you?" I was like,
and they
"Yeah."
were just being,
I was like, "Yeah, I think that's me."
but they were just being
Yeah.
funny
And
about
the
it.
coach was like, "All right, Jake, you need to calm down just a little bit."
So you were on the opposing team's bench over that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that's the only reason you get those seats.
Oh yeah.
Do you ever see their girlfriends down in front? Do you ever check out
the puck bunnies? Yeah, all the time.
We want to call them that, but I don't know. Can we still call them that? Is that what they are? Are they still around? I don't see as many of them. I think these are better kids. I think the Iceman guys had
Well,
more puck bunnies than.
Yeah.
I think these guys are more settled down or
I
focused
know.
on
I
their
know.
career.
Matt Hobbs has got a pretty steady girlfriend now. So,
But I mean, I think they're more addicted to their trade than they are, the aspect of having a good time. The guys you got to think those guys were two below the
yeah,
NHL. They had a little bit more coin in their pocket, and maybe that adds into it. Maybe these guys will be that way one day, but right now they're humble. I got to think most of them are humble about that.
oh yeah, they're
But
good.
yeah, I don't see as many puck bunnies as I used to.
Yeah, they're good.
Well,
They're
that there was a guy, and Phil was there for this, and I'll go on about hockey because you're here. I probably won't be able to talk about hockey as much. The guy that tried to get into the penalty box at the Iceman game, and he got it. There's a gap between where that wall is and the actual ice,
right.
and it's only that much. It's like 6-7 inches, enough to get your shoulder through.
Yeah,
And this 45-year-old guy, I guess he ended up being a drill sergeant. He was like a Marine drill sergeant. He looked like it. He was a stud.
oh yeah,
But he was over mouthing to the player, and the player did the whole, you paid to see me, that whole thing. And he kept talking about his mom, and it just went on for a couple minutes. But we could see it happening. We could
Right.
see it going. Like, I don't even know if the people upstairs knew what was going on.
This is
it was
going
going
down.
to boil.
Oh yeah,
And we're the only ones privy to it. The fans are watching the game, but maybe the people around it. Yeah, he reached in there. That guy grabbed him. He grabbed that player and started pulling that player through that hole. And he had a hold of that player, but yeah, and they were just like tug roping on that. Neither one of them were going to fit through there, but they were
Right.
certainly going to smack their face. And I was like, wow, this is an extraordinary sport. Like, if that happened at a basketball game, I mean, it would be chaotic. But yeah, it's pretty normal. I mean, everybody went home thinking everything they saw was normal that night.
I went to an Otters game once, and it was my brother's birthday, and we had the seats right behind the where the pitchers. They got the
bullpen.
The bullpen, yeah. And they're out there practicing. I'm chirping the players, and I had, I guess I wouldn't say a mother, but a Karen of some sort came up to me. It was like, "These are boys just playing a sport. You need to leave them alone," and everything. I was like, "This is why you don't invite a hockey fan to a baseball game."
But you guys do. There is a cross pollination there.
yeah, yeah,
That there are some hockey fans that go out there and they'll support the Otters the same way they do the Thunderbolts.
yep.
And maybe some Aces fans that don't go to hockey, but they go to the Otters
I
games too.
know. My three of my biggest helpers on the half pot are females, and they do Thunderbolts, they do Aces, they do Otters, they do them all.
And we don't have a lot of sports down here that, well, in Indianapolis, everything's consumed by the pro sports.
Yeah.
Or it's one of the colleges like IU. But here, the college players, they get attention, but the high school players do too.
Oh yeah.
So what happens in Evansville is you get better individual players from the high schools. And you may not get a state champ every year from that high school, but you'll get 2 or 3 standouts.
Oh, yeah.
And those guys end up go play pro. They'll either play basketball,
Well,
mostly baseball, and then some football.
Look at Mater Day and their wrestling program they got over there. I mean, Mater Day in wrestling it's top notch. So I mean, they can go on to the Olympics and everything like that.
Yeah, that's where that caps out.
Yeah. And it's amazing. It's like you see like King, the swimmer.
Sure.
We've got a swimming facility now down there by Bossy Field now because of her.
Yeah.
So that's amazing to me.
We are
local athletes that go off, do big things.
Yeah, it got real white hot. That's an
Yeah.
organic thing right there. People weren't forced to get behind Lily King. It's because she's from here.
Yeah.
But the individual athletes down here, you'll get a guy that will go to the pros. I mean, obviously we have the Mattinglys of the world and
Yeah.
a few others from this region, but when it comes to the teams up in Indy, they'll win state championships, but those players will peter out a lot of times,
Right.
And then the players down here, they get better weather for baseball. So
Yeah.
they're just better baseball players down here.
Oh, yeah.
And it's always it's something in the water down here. I gotta give you credit. Like the houseboat you live in, I'm thinking, it's some rickety something that was left over from Gilligan's Island, but I'll say it. I mean, it's 2/3 of my house. So, and there's a mortgage on that thing. So
yeah.
God bless you, Jacob. You've earned that.
I had to go through so many hoops for that thing, dude.
There's wood paneling and stuff in there there's
teak.
like cabinets in there that we don't have in our house. That's really nice. So
Yeah.
I don't want to diminish that. I know we started with the houseboat, but dear Lord.
We'll have a party down there someday.
Well, it seems like they have them all around you down there.
Yeah.
Do you live right by the bar?
Yeah.
Do you just get in? There's been some shady things happen at the bar.
There was.
I mean,
the latest shady thing that happened.
there was a rape down there.
There was a rape.
Would you hear that if it was happening?
Yeah. The kid that fell in the water and drowned. That just happened like 2 weeks ago. Last year we had somebody that was.
I don't want to go to a party at your place, man.
Yeah, well, I mean,
We'll just have it at the
it's a big dogs down there. Oh, but like last year we had a girl who was a little too intoxicated, drove her car off, and ended up in the Ohio.
Did she survive?
Oh yeah, she survived.
Okay.
But yeah, they had pictures and everything of the cranes pulling the car out of the river.
But you do
and all
have the
that.
nightlife there.
Oh yeah.
But that place went dark for a while, didn't it?
It goes dark for like 6 months out of the year.
Oh, it's not open all year?
No. Yeah.
It was when I got to town. That was a meat market.
That was back. Yeah, it was back when they actually had the building up there. Now it's just a bunch of. It's what's left of the building, and then there was outdoor bars and stuff like that. That's what's left over in front.
I don't think I went to too many. I went to Marina Port a couple times. I don't even know what it was then.
Yeah, when Marina Point back in the day was there, I was too busy. I was working at Woody's as the DJ. So.
And that was over
Off Main and Lloyd.
in Harple's.
Harpo's and Woody's. Yeah.
Was it Woody's after it was Harple's? Okay, I'd been to it, and then it burnt down.
Yeah.
Anyway, it was great to have you on, man.
No, I appreciate it, bud.
I appreciate you. I appreciate you too.
Appreciate everybody.
All right.